Joseph Tom here. Welcome to a game called The Spy, which is a game about a man with the power to stop time who get lost in the wood. So first thing first, I do not own the copyright of the pictures and sound effects I use in this game project. So with that in mind, let's get started. At the top of the screen you can see there's a YouTube video related to this game, and you can treat it as a video streaming and you can play it. And for the demonstration sake, I'm gonna pause it temporarily. Here's how to play the game. Number 1, you hold down the main character to drag it and move it around. Number 2, touching the spike wall or the villain which you will saw in the third level will result in game over. And touching the green zone will go to the next level. And last but certainly not least, time moves only when you move. In case you don't understand what it is, I'm gonna show you what that means very soon. So now as you can see, the game started and the main character is at the bottom right corner. The goal is simple, is to reach the green zone at the top left corner. You see that, and once you reach it, you will go to the second level and you can see the spike wall is moving around, and you might wondering what's happening now. And this is not lagging. Remember what I said? Time moves only when you move. So if you sit still and don't do anything, the spike wall will stop moving because the time stopped as well. So now I'm at the third level and you can see the villain. If you touch them, the game is over as well. And I've touched the spike wall by accident, I mean on purpose. So just to show you what happened if you fail the game. And if you click start again, it will go back to the first level. And now let's fail this on purpose once again, just to show you what happened if you click the quit button instead of the play again. You go back to the main menu, and as you can see, the fastest record is no record because I failed the game and I never win this game before. So now let's try that again, and this time I try to finish it as quickly as possible just to show you guys how it looks like when the game ends. So as you can see it right here, once you finish the level, there will be a alert dialog shows up and congratulations, you wins and stuff like that. And it will also record the time you take to finish the level. And if the time taken is shorter than the fastest record, it will become the new record. And since I never win this game before, so it is the new records this time. So I press the quit game button and go back to the main menu. You may also notice that there is a open chat room button at the top of the apps here, and once you click it, it will open a Bluetooth chat room. And before you use it, make sure your Bluetooth is on, so you can scan the nearby devices. And since there's no nearby devices, there's no way I can demonstrate it, so I guess we gotta deal with it. And now I'm gonna demonstrate the code I use for the game project. And this is the Android manifest. This is the permission needed for both Bluetooth and the video streaming I use at the top of the screen I showed previously, and other basic activities and stuff like that. Next, the animated sprite cast, which is made for the main character and the villain you saw at the third level of the game. And here's right here, I'm using the bitmap to cut the sprite sheet and stuff like that to create the animation. And the hold action down function to handle the user input. And next, handle bounce for the villains, so they will bounce off the edge of the screen if they reach it. And the next frame method to change the animation sprite, and last but not least, also the draw method to draw the sprite, and update to make it move around, and last but not least, collide with, which means if the objects is collide with the other. So for instance, if the villains collide with the player, then I will use this method. And next, booth to chat room is nothing really remarkable except is place for message and stuff like that. Yep, for sending message. Yeah. And stuff like that. And the Bluetooth check service is similar to the previous ones, and it's mainly for the device connection. And apart from that, there's nothing really too remarkable. So let's quickly go through that and on to the next one. The button class, which I used to make the button at the main menu of the game. I don't use the layout activity XML to create the button because the buttons looks kinda not appealing. So I use I create my own button class to draw the buttons on the main menu. So I can add image and other stylish text and stuff like that, and some other basic stuff such as collide with fingers, check and see if the player touch the button, and custom surface view, which is the view you saw at the bottom of the screen, which takes up most of the screens. And one thing that's really remarkable is this is a surface view, so keep that in mind. And this is where I initialize and right here as well, and I use the surface destroy change create to, because this is a surface view, and the draw method to draw everything you saw previously at both main menu and the game itself, and text and text style and stuff like that. And also, there's also something that's really remarkable is the text and the button you saw at the main menu. Their location will change depends on the size of your screen. So even if you use a bigger or smaller devices to run these apps, the position will change itself to make it looks appealing and goes to the middle of the screen, so it looks slightly better compared to hard coding. And the update function to handle the action downs, the collision between the fingers and the button, and handling bounce, so the villain you saw at the level 3 won't bounce outside the screens and stuff like that. And the device list activity, which I use to list the device when using the Bluetooth, so you can choose which device you want to send message to and stuff like that. So now the main activity, and this is as usual the game data right here. And also one thing that's remarkable is I force the screens to the orientation of the screens to proteins, so you cannot rotate the screen during the gameplay because it will look really uncomfortable if you rotate the screen during the gameplay. And this is right here how I do the video streaming things at the top of the screen, and here's the YouTube link for it. And this is right here. This is where we open the Bluetooth chat room, and I remove the statics bar and the title bars and stuff like that, so I have more space for the actual games and the chat room buttons and such. Also, there is a background music for the game, so it will start right here, and this is where I initialize the controls and stuff like that. And right here, this is where I use the timer you saw at the fastest record at the previous screen, and the timer will increase by 0.01 um, every time this method runs. And here's the on touch events, and check and see if the player is holding down, is it dragging the character, or just simply holding down and doing nothing, or the player let go his or her fingers. It will set the main character touch to false, so if you are not touching the main character and just simply dragging the nothings around, if the main character won't follow it, and just to prevent bugs like that. And here's the info dialog for both the declare and the guide. And last but not least, the game over dialog for both winning and losing the game. And the message inside this dialog will change depends on whether you win the game or lose the game. And it will reset the players and the enemy's position once you finish the level. So video adapter is a class I used it for the video streaming. Nothing really that remarkable in here. Next, the wall class, which I use to make the spike walls, and then their position will change depends on which level you are. If you in level 2 or level 3, the position will change during the process. And once again, collide with finger. If your fingers collide with it, that means the main character. Usually, it means the character touches it, and the game is over. In that case. Next, the win zone, which is the green area you saw during the game. Once you reach it, it will go to the next level, and once again collide with fingers and stuff like that. And last Java class is the YouTube video, which once again I use it for the video streaming. And now for the layout. Right here is the activity main, which is the main layout for this whole project, and the button you saw for the boost chat room, open chat room, and stuff like that. And right here, the video streaming, and last but not least, the linear layout for the surface view. And next, custom title for the Bluetooth chat room. And here's how I list the device during the Bluetooth chat room. And here's other XML file that's related to Bluetooth chat room. And similar here, and once again for the Bluetooth chat room. And then next, this is a message XML for the Bluetooth chat room, so you can send message to each other and stuff like that. And right here, start menu for starting the Bluetooth. And last but not least, a video view, which is for video streaming. So that's basically it for the entire project. rundown. So thanks for watching.